What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim Afanis, aka Viper Magic. If I was Peter Moore, who is currently the chief of Electronic Arts, I would write a huge thank you letter to Konami for taking the target off my company's back. Because if anything if I've learned anything from the internet, it's that people love to hate. And nothing unifies people more than hatred for something, in this case Konami. This company just cannot seem to get a break, and the crazy news from this company, watching it implode before our very eyes, continues today. There was an interview that was done with On Game Daily, talking to UK community manager Graham Day. Now, is Graham Day the official spokesperson of Konami? No, he's not. But he said basically that Konami is not out of the AAA world. They're going to make more games. Metal Gear can exist without Hideo Kojima. All these other AAA franchises, which I'll leave up to them what that means, can still exist in a space outside of things. They've done it before. They'll do it again. I have a bad feeling about this. Not in any other franchise, I would say maybe, but really, Hideo Kojima is Metal Gear. He really is. I'm not going to go on a rant about how much I like him because I think he's amazing. I think he's arguably the greatest game designer that I could really think of in a very long time that's delivered quality after quality game. But the idea of Konami kind of going off and saying that they can continue seems to be very contradictory to everything that's happened in terms of a lot of the layoffs that they've done, a lot of the restructuring to mobile games. It just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. And again, the news just continues today. I don't see a world in which Konami can still make decent games because if you look at their track record over the last 4 or 5 years, they're not so good. Now, I go back to my childhood and I look at all these amazing games that came out as part of my Nintendo and Super Nintendo experience. And man, Konami was on fire when I was a kid. No doubt about it. But obviously times have changed. The company has changed. They feel that they want to go in the direction of mobile. And hey, good on you. If that's where you think the money is, go for it. I mean, you got to reach out and try different things, don't you? I guess. I don't know. I think you're pissing away a lot of assets. But hey, if you think that, money is to be made there, and that's fine. I mean, Konami doesn't have to call me or get my permission for anything. Clearly, they canceled Silent Hill and a zillion other games that have just kind of fallen apart. Clearly, Metal Gear Solid 5 will be the last real Metal Gear. You may get some goofy knockoff game like Revengeance or something made by another developer who may take an idea and kind of go off in different directions. But clearly, the heart and soul of Konami is gone, and that's sad. All kidding aside, hate aside, that's sad because they were pretty damn amazing at what they did when they did it full-time. Now that they're going to this part-time thing, not so sure. I think what frustrates me the most about this situation is that a lot of the gamers just feel really betrayed, and I feel really betrayed. Again, they don't owe me anything, but man, some amazing games came from them, and it's a real shame. It really is a real shame. So, according to Konami, they're going to keep that train on rolling, and they're going to keep making great AAA games, in addition to these goofy slot machine games and these mobile games that they're working for. They said that, don't believe everything you read in the press. We're not going anywhere. We're still making games. Now, I don't know if they're going to be good games. Based on their track record outside of, Metal Gear that really comes to mind in a while, what's really been out there for Konami that just makes you go, oh my god, I have to have this game? So I think they'll probably make another game or two and then quietly exit for real this time, which is probably a good idea. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out process. Whenever the next Metal Gear game comes, whatever spin-off of it is, it's going to be horrendous. I already know it. They've proven that they can't get it right. So what would suddenly change tomorrow that didn't change today? I don't know. The idea of them going off in some random different direction doesn't really mean a whole lot to me, because the truth is these random directions that just kind of, where they go off, it's they don't work out. And the core gamer, the guy like me who dedicates way too much of his life to video games, is going to see right through that right away and just know that there's no heart in it. I guess. And that's not to take away from some of the people who are in Konami still making games, but there is something to be said about people who stay with that company afterwards. Now, who am I to judge how you make money, how you make a living? Got to put food on the table, no doubt about that. But I think it would be hard for an employee of Konami to really be invested and excited in a project they're working on with all this other crap going on around them. It's hard to take ownership and pride in that when you don't believe in the message. And I mean, I had a hard time doing that when some of the companies I worked before in the past. I just didn't like what was happening with the company. I didn't like the direction we were going in, and my productivity declined. I'm not going to lie about that. I think most people would say that. You read something in the news that's disheartening and you just kind of care a little less. Yeah, you still come to work. Yeah, you still do your job. You check your emails, but you're just not there, not completely there anymore. And I feel like this is the writing on the wall for Konami. So we will see what happens with these guys in the future. Probably not good things. Probably going to see a lot of zany mobile games and that sort of thing, which has its own audience. So there are going to be people who know nothing about Konami who suddenly become fans. And then there's going to be the vast majority of us who kind of put Konami on the map, who feel a little bit of entitlement, rightfully so. And we're all going to be betrayed. So we'll have to see how it pans out. Anyways, curious what you guys think. What's next for Konami? What's the next big thing that's going to come from this studio? Are they going to just blow our minds away and come out with some amazing, great game that just goes off in some random direction? Are we going to see a weird prequel to Metal Gear where Solid Snake is an infant? Or are we just going to have something in that universe and meanwhile something's happening off on the side? Are we ever going to see Castlevania come back? Are we going to get a return of Jackal? Are we going to get any of this stuff? I doubt it, because I think Konami's AAA game description does not mean what I think everybody else thinks it means. We will find out. Hey, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about Konami in terms of their next game development. I know what you think about Konami, but I'm curious what you guys think is next for these guys, because I don't have a lot of optimism. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on Konami. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.